going down, everybody? Tim Maley from Stone Alone here, as always, and here's another life story. This is one of those that just, when I think of life story, this one pops up.
Come on, you ready?
Basically how it starts out is my friend says, yo, you guys should come over, my grandpa's not home. And this was kind of funny because this dude that smoked me up for the first time in my entire life, my first dealer that I ever met, he would always chill at his grandpa's place because I don't know, it was a really nice spot, and there's a whole bar downstairs and stuff, and his grandpa was never home. So as you can imagine, we were there quite a bit. But this was the one time that backfired and did not end up very well for us. So we all get over to his grandpa's house. I'm gonna call these friends Hunt and Niemer, and we get up in there, and I'm pretty sure we agreed that this was gonna be our last time there. So it's kind of ironic this was the time that we got caught. We bought fucking T-bone steaks, going all out, had all these munchies, brought all the pieces that we had in the entire world over to this spot. So we had one homemade steamroller made out of glass, a homemade Gatorade bong, a brand new Gravitron $70 gravity bong, a pink bubbler, empty vodka bottles to make more homemade pieces, papers, blunt wraps, a one-hitter, my camera backpack, and Hunt's backpack. So we smoke up and we have the best time ever. We always watched Trailer Park Boys when we got together here with this big ass TV. And actually one time while we were there, my friend Hunt brought this girl over and he got a blowjob for his first time ever. And he heard us watching Trailer Park Boys downstairs, and when he heard the theme song, he literally ran out of the room and came all the way downstairs to come watch it with us. So watching Trailer Park Boys while baked there was definitely our tradition. We do all of this stuff, and then I pull out the blunt wrap. At this point in my life, I literally had never had one in my entire life before. So you can imagine how stoked I was. I was still in that phase of smoking, where there's a lot of stuff I hadn't tried yet, and I was like, oh boy, I've never tried a blunt before, let's see how it goes. And it was from Dollar High Club, well, Daily High Club now, but Dollar High Club at the time. Mango Papaya Zigzag. I still remember this because I opened up the package and it was just the smell flooded through my nose like fucking nectar, and I roll it up super fat. I'd say a gram at least, maybe 2, and put the filter in there. It was just super nice looking. And then we say, oh shit, I got this phone notification that said my vape came in. Other random story, I hadn't even smoked before when this happened, but I was on the subreddit Vapor, I was on the Vapor subreddit, and they had this competition for Da Vinci vapes, which was design a cool looking vape, and literally nobody even entered, 10 people entered. So I entered into that, and I got a free $250 fucking vape, which, yeah, so that still blows my mind that happened. But we get the notification that it's at my house, and that's the only reason why we leave and bounce out of the place. So all of our stuff was still there, all of the pieces, all of the backpacks, but I see that notification, so I pocket the blunt and I pocket my grinder, hop into my car and drive all the way to my house to get that vape. And then this is when things started getting a little down south. While we were waiting there, I go inside, I grab some more munchies, some water, whatever, and I come back out to the driveway where my friends are sitting in the car. I look at them, and they have a horrendous face, horrendous look on their face, oh shit, something went down. And I'm like, oh no, what's going down? I don't know if I want to know. I get in the car, I look at them, and they say, dude, oh no. And I'm like, what? And they're like, dude. I'm like, what? And my friend says, my mom found all the shits. I'm like, how does that even make sense? Why was your mom at the place? And it later turned out that the only reason why the mom was there was because she went to go fucking get the newspaper. She literally drove all the way to the grandpa's house to pick up a newspaper and put it inside of the house. And when she walked in, she found all of the pieces, all of the stuff, and she just literally took it all, stuck it in her car, and then was like on the phone with him like, "You motherfucker, you better be home by the time I get there." And like, that was bad. So I'm like, okay, I'll drive you home. You know, we hop in the car, I bring him to his house, drop him off, and I look at my friend like, what the fuck? God damn. I just clapped to sync the microphone and this dog is like in my grill. Holy shit, this is a big dog. So what happened next in this story is, yeah, this is kind of fucking weird. This story took a weird direction. So I dropped my friend off who was just gonna get fucking killed and scolded by his parents because they found all this stuff. And I looked at my friend like, what the fuck do we do? And we couldn't come up with anything else. So we just go hang out with another couple buddies and get some fucking ice cream. We go to the park, eating ice cream sandwiches. It was annoying though because there were some condescending prick friends who didn't even smoke, and they judged us hard for it. They're like, well, why did you even hang out with this guy? So I拍video啊，拍video，我自己拍啊。Alright, well, I guess I'm gonna stop filming this video. This dude is not with it. This dude just fucking shined a flashlight on my ass. Like, what the fuck you doing filming videos in my ass? I'm like, it's just really crazy, you know, how like the illegality of it has split apart so many friendships, because the dude that was my dealer was legitimately like the chillest fucking dude ever. Like, seriously, one of the chillest good vibes people I've ever met. But because of this, yeah, you can see what happened. So we're hanging out with these guys, and then we go to his mom's house. Let's call him T and I. Not T.I., but T and I. So we go to T's house, and what's kind of funny is they were kind of condescending pricks about the weed, but his mom wasn't even, his parents weren't even, which was like the really funny weird part of it all. So we get to his house, I tell them the situation, and they're totally like, oh my god, that's so messed up. You know, that can't be happening to you, because the thing that I don't know if I emphasized on was that my friend and I had our backpacks there. So yeah, we had all of our bongs, we had all of our weed there, which was like horrible, but he had his fucking wallet and ID there. Like, the dude's mom that found all of our stuff, like, she kept his fucking wallet and ID. She just took it with her back to their house. My camera bag was there. They had all of my camera gear, every single bit of it. They just took it, you know, without asking or anything. They just took it back to their place. So that was really fucked up. So we're kind of, you know, down, like all of our weed is gone, all this stuff. But T's mom really cheered us up, because I'm telling her this situation. She's like, oh my god, I need a smoke. I'm like, I got a blunt. And she's like, I meant a cigarette, but yeah, let's smoke too. So we go into the bathroom, take a bunch of one-hitter hits, because the one-hitter that they took away from me, you know, Niemer's mom, that, I'm not trying to be too confusing here. So the person that busted us and took all of our stuff, they also took my one-hitter, which was given to me by T's mom, which I was smoking up with that night. It was really nice. We get really nice and baked up. My anxiety goes down. I'm not freaking out as much. I'm like, whatever. We just gotta find a solution to this bad situation. So I hit up Niemer. I'm like, what's going down? And he's like, my parents are pissed as fuck, they're really mad at me. They're just like yelling at me and shit. And I'm like, well, are they home? And he's like, no, they're out getting smashed, which is like highly ironic that they're cracking down on us and basically calling us degenerates because we were smoking weed, and then they go out and get hammered at the bar that night. Total fucking hypocrisy. So I'm like, whatever. We wait until his parents are home, and we all get into the car and roll the fuck up. Now, I don't know, oh man, I'm so glad I did this because I was only 16, all my friends were terrified, they didn't want to go, but I'm like, I'm not fucking having them leave my camera stuff there, like, I need to get that back. If it wasn't my camera stuff, if it was just the weed, I probably would have let it go, but I couldn't fucking let that go. That was literally my whole livelihood. Oh shit, this is a big praying mantis. So, we all hop into this car, roll up to the house, and I just go over there and I just knock on the fucking door. The guy opens the door and he's like, who are you? I'm like, I'm Niemer's friend. And he's like, oh, you little piece of shit. Like, he gives me that look in his eyes, and he calls the wife over and they're looking at me like, oh, you little piece of shit, like that look in their eyes. And then they said, come inside. And I don't know like if I should have or not, but I definitely did. And I brought my friend Hunt along because both of our stuff was stolen equally, and I was like, you know what? You're fucking come along with me, bro. I'm not doing this alone. If you want your shit back too, come with me. And I just remember him by my side. He was like trembling. I'm looking at this guy dead in the fucking eyes. Like, you piece of shit. You took my stuff. Whatever. I'm gonna come in, but I'm gonna be as respectful as possible. So I took all the shit he was saying. He's like, you know you're a real asshole for all this, right? You know that you guys shouldn't have been doing drugs, right? You know that you're a horrible person, and etc., etc., etc. for doing this, right? You know that you're... And I'm like, okay, yes, okay. Can I have my camera stuff back? And he ended the conversation with, no, you can't have your camera stuff back until you bring your parents back here and have me talk to them and let them know what you were doing. And I'm like, you asshole, like, that's my stuff. Like, you can't just take $3,000 of someone's camera gear and just bring it into your place, even if I was smoking weed. Like, what the hell kind of shit is that? You're not my parents. So, whatever. I held my tongue. I was there with Hunt and Niemer. They were both kind of like, they actually started crying. Like, I'm not trying to, you know, be mean about the situation here. Like, I was close to that too, and that's why it's really messed up. Like, an adult is fucking enormous to like a kid. You know, it's like, it's unbelievable. So I was so annoyed by this situation that they were just kind of like using this as like a fucking power, like getting off on some power type shit. So I don't know. Anyways, we leave the house. I'm like, whatever, Jesus Christ. We get in the car because I knew that if I stayed 1 second longer there, I probably would have, you know, lost my cool or something. Because up until that point, I was still able to like respond back to him. And I remember that was the hardest thing. Just being like 16 years old, this adult is like just spewing down on me and just responding to him clearly without stuttering. And yeah, so we get into the car, get back to the house, smoke up a little more. Alright, so I just gotta say, filming in Taiwan is fucking terrifying. I just set up my GorillaPod somewhere, and when I lifted it off, like a fucking giant spider web was stuck to it, and this giant spider was slinging around on my camera. So yeah, anyways, basically from this point we go back to T's house, and what's funny is they had a friend over, and this was like an interesting combo. It's like the dads were sitting around drinking Budweisers, and the moms were going into the bathroom getting high as fuck, and then the two little kids were like playing on the Wii. It's kind of funny. But we get there, and then there's this like dude there, and he was their neighbor, but he was also like a fortune teller. And I don't know, it just kind of lightened up the mood, like being high as fuck and talking to this guy after all of this stuff. And he's just kind of like joking around, telling some fortunes and that kind of thing. And I don't know, I always thought it was fucking so weird how some teenagers act around adults, because we're around there, right? And the two kids my age that weren't down with the weed, they're just standing there with that look on their face like, yup, like pretending like everything's awkward instead of just like having an actual human conversation with the guy. Anyways, so that happened. I just talked with them, you know, at least the mood lightened up. They're like, bro, that's some fucked up shit. Just go to sleep though, figure it out tomorrow. So yeah, whenever, I couldn't do much else. I get home, go to fucking sleep, wake up the next morning, and then I go back to T's house and I'm like, all right, you know what? Fuck it. Can you just act like you're my dad? I said to T's stepdad, I'm like, can you just like act like you're my dad so we can get this shit over with? And he said, well, did you go back another time and demand for your stuff back? I said, nope, not yet. And he said, well, go try that shit, fam. And I'm like, okay. So I go back to the house again the day after. Boom, 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 knock on the door again. Except this time, I looked it up, and in North Dakota, it is legal to have one-way consent recorded messages. So, I did capture some fucking good-ass shit on this audio. I haven't heard it in a while, actually, so I don't remember what it went like, but... look at this shit. This is crazy, so I'm gonna go ahead and take some of this. One of the walls. Basically.
Hi. I just have a question. Do you or do you not have $3,000 of my camera equipment?
I do.
Well, I want it right now. That's my personal property.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And it your parents.
Yeah.
Well, no, I want it right now. That's theft. I will report you if you do not hand that to me right now.
Then I'll report you to the police what I saw.
Do it. Do it right now.
Really?
Yep.
Where are your parents at?
I don't care. Do it right now.
I do care.
Well, I want my personal equipment right now.
Why the change of tune here?
Because I tried to be polite yesterday, and you did not give me my personal equipment,
Do you
and
not
I own
understand
it.
what I caught you guys doing?
Well, do you not understand that that's my equipment, and that I could charge
Do
you
you
for theft?
understand what you were doing on our property?
Do you understand that I was invited there? Do you understand that I left my stuff there, and that I need it back?
Invited there or not?
Go to somebody's.
House and do that.
That's my stuff. You're holding my stuff
He
ransom.
doesn't even live there, so you guys literally broke
You
in.
are taking my stuff.
You broke in.
I did not
on
break
somebody's
in.
House.
I did not break in. I
Nehemiah
did not.
doesn't live there. You don't
I did
live
not
there.
go in with force of entry. He let me in. Do you want me to call the police right now?
Do you want me to?
I will call the police.
No one's calling the police.
Well, give me my stuff then.
Let me talk to your parents.
Give me my stuff.
Let me talk to your
Right now,
parents.
give me my stuff.
I told you the deal last night.
Well, I'm telling you the deal right now. It's changed.
You don't make
I need
the
my
decisions
equipment.
here.
You're trying to bully me because
not
you
an
think that
adult.
you're in a more position of power. But that's my stuff, and that's wrong. You're holding my stuff.
What you were doing over there was not
It
wrong.
doesn't matter because you're holding my
Yes,
stuff.
it does. That's what this whole conversation is about.
This conversation is about you have $3,000 of my personal equipment, and I need it. Now.
I understand that.
Okay, well, can I have
I
it?
need you to understand that what you're doing is illegal and you're not welcomed over there. You never should have been there in the first place.
I need you to understand that
I
what
can
you're
get
doing
you
is
for
illegal, and it is
trespassing over
not welcomed.
I can get you for paraphernalia, for trespassing, for breaking and entering.
You have my stuff, and I need it now.
I told you I need to talk to your parents
I need it
about
right
this.
now.
Did you talk to them about it?
I need it right now.
Did you talk to your parents
I
about
did.
it?
And you know what? It's about principle. You're
What'd they
taking my
say?
stuff ransom.
What'd
I
your
need it
parents
right
say?
now. It doesn't matter what they said. It's nothing to do with that. What this has to do is that you have $3,000 of my stuff. You went through my friend's wallet, which is wrong, and you won't give it back.
His wallet.
You saw his ID, which means that you looked through his
It was
wallet.
laying right there.
Was it open?
Yeah.
Well, just give me my stuff. I'm trying to ask you.
Doesn't
Politely.
sound like it.
Well, you
Sounds like
refused
you're
the
being a
first time.
dick.
It sounds like you're taking $3,000 of my
I'm not
stuff.
taking anything. I
Yes,
told
you are,
I'd give
because
it
it's-
back to you when I talk to your parents.
And I told you I need it now because it's my equipment.
I told you.
I need it now.
Let me talk to your parents. See if they actually know what you did.
So yeah, basically, go back there, knock on it again. I'm like, can I have my shit back? And they're like, no. And I'm like, well, excuse me, that's like my stuff. And like, that's what I operate my business with. So can I have my shit back? And they're like, no. I'm like, well, Jesus Christ, there's no use arguing with these people. They're like the most stubborn ass shit people I've ever met. They're just total dicks about it. So, I don't know. I could have gone further with it. One thing that they did say was, they're like, I'm gonna call the cops on you. I'm like, well then do it. And he's like, nobody's calling the cops here. And I'm like, yeah, fucking dude, like, get out of here. Just give me my stuff. Like, I don't care. So, yeah, basically, that happens. And they're like, we're not giving it to you. So I go back to T's house again. And I'm like, all right, T's stepdad, just like, please, can you help me do it? And he's like, okay. And the reason why I didn't ask like my dad was because that shit is degrading. Like, my dad doesn't have to put up with that shit. He didn't go through and get a fucking master's degree, double major, magna cum laude and shit like that, so that he could listen to somebody criticize me for smoking weed. Like, that is just like degrading. And also because my dad doesn't work under pressure. That wouldn't work out against this like ignorant asshole. Because what happens with arguing with stupid people is they will drag you down to their level and they will beat you with experience at being on that level. So yeah, I just get my friend's stepdad to do it. He's more physically intimidating, kind of helps out. And then we just get the shit packed.
Fill you in what I found yesterday?
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, if I can have the wallet, that'd be great.
That's basically the story there, but yeah, such bullshit links that I had to go through just to get my own property back. And that's not to mention all of the bongs and stuff. He told me that he just fucking broke them. Like, we went out and spent $60, $70 on that GravLabs Gravitron Gravity Bong that we just got, and he just smashed that shit. Like, that was not cool. So that happened, and yeah, but I guess the happy ending to all of this mess was I get home after all of this, and I did have my brand new vaporizer waiting for me, and I just sat back like, god damn, that was some bullshit, and I just hit the vape. So, you know, life went on, life goes on. I had my shit back. I got my friend's shit back for him with his ID and everything. You know, you win some, you lose some. Went to live on another day, and yeah. So that was my story with getting caught with weed. The dude fucking threatening to call the cops on me. The dude taking all of my weed. And here's the hypocritical part, right? So I've already said all of this stuff, but the one thing that I found out afterwards was that the dude kept the fucking weed to himself. So I don't know if he kept the pieces. He might have broke the pieces, but he kept the weed for himself and smoked it himself after criticizing us and telling us how horrible we were for doing it. That's some bullshit right there. That is just like unbearable bullshit right there. But that happened. My friend, you know, Niemer, if you're watching this, I feel bad for you, bro. Like, you're a cool dude. You know, I'm not gonna forget that you were the first person that ever smoked me up. I won't forget that shit. We're gonna do a big ass Denver sesh or something at some point in the future. It'll be good. But that was that. And if you've ever been caught with weed, if you've ever been threatened, you know, with the cops, with people just being dicks, all of this stuff, I feel for you. It's bullshit, but you know, we're all in this together. We're all the fucking, you know, smoking squad. And if we align together, hopefully the next generation will not have to deal with all this bullshit, and you know, it'll be a lot more accepting, because it already has been a lot more since when this happened. So that's my story there. I hope you enjoyed it. I know this was a good one for me. Like, I don't know why I never released this. I literally shot the whole life stories. I had like the audio, all this stuff, but I guess I never edited it, like, I don't know. So that's why I'm reshooting it now. I hope you enjoyed it. Definitely one of the stronger stories that stay in my head that I think back to. And I'm glad that I went that route and just fucking knocked on the door, because I don't know. Yeah. So, yeah, thanks for watching this. That's all I had to say. Have a chill ass time. Don't get caught. Be safe as shit. Smoke, but be safe. And, yeah, check you out.